home. Good, right? I'm glad you like it. Have as much as you want. I made more than I need. My mother taught me the recipe. It keeps well and won't leave you hungry. Just something I like to do. To remember and to clear my mind.
Wylder and the Duchess are brother and sister from Forgotten Tribe, whose lives were separated when she left their tribe as a young girl. They reunite in the game Elden Ring Nightreign as adults, where they are known as the Wylder, a warrior, and the Duchess, a thief. Their storyline involves finding each other through shared memories, like a pita bread recipe, and culminates in Wylder sacrificing himself to save his sister from the Night Lord's curse by becoming the new Night Lord. The Round Table's call. After fall of Queen Marika's realm and the end of the Tarnished wars against the Lords, silence spread across the lands between. But this silence was no peace. It was a void. Into that void crept a nameless being, spoken of only in whispers as the Lord of Darkness. With his coming arrived the Nightfall Blight, a curse that swept across the land, corrupting all it touched and devouring memory itself. To face this threat, the Round Table hold dispatched champions to strike him down. They were called the Walkers in Shadow, warriors stripped of their past, bereft of memory or truth, drawn onward by some hidden impulse. At their helm stood the Duchess, the last flicker of guiding hope.
Telling me this battle will be the last. One thing, I couldn't have done it alone. Thank you.
The first of these warriors to arrive was Wylder, his body broken by wounds from another world, bearing a great sword heavier than his own memory. In a letter to the Duchess, the Iron Servant wrote, "His injuries from before his summoning weigh heavily on him, yet his skill with the great blade is unmatched. I have no doubt he will serve us well in the battle against the Lord of Darkness." Wylder remembered nothing of who he was, yet he always carried with him a strange silver pendant, incomplete and etched with runes that made little sense. In a shadowed corner of the keep, he held it up toward the firelight, its fractured pattern casting an unfinished image upon the wall. He whispered to himself, "If only I held its twin, perhaps the message would be whole." Then sleep claimed him, though curiosity gnawed still at his soul. The voice of blood, the war to cleanse the land had begun. Wylder's wounds deepened with each battle, his body breaking under the weight of both scars and destiny. The Duchess saw it, and so did the Iron Servant. Another letter came. "I know your heart bleeds for Wylder, my lady, yet such tragedies are not uncommon. His old wounds from that outer world have left him too weak. Should we triumph over the Lord of Darkness, I fear Wylder will not survive. Still, we must go on. Such is fate."
Do you have a moment? Something's been troubling me. Maybe you could help. It's the lad with the great sword. He seems off. Just stares into the distance when I talk to him. I have an inkling the constant combat might be taking its toll. Maybe you'd have better luck than me if you tried to get him to talk.
The heart that remembered. When Wylder returned to the hold, another letter awaited him from the Iron Servant. "I had my doubts about your obsession with that pendant, but then I noticed you and the Duchess share the same face. I cannot deny it any longer. There is something you must see. Go to the study." There, the servant handed him the pendant's other half, once belonging to the Duchess. When Wylder held them together in the lamplight, the symbols became clear. The Duchess, she was his sister, the last of his blood. Fear consumed him. He told her nothing, for he remembered their vow, that they would fight side by side, no matter the cost. Yet in his heart, he resolved to bear the burden alone. Together they recalled the wind-swept hill of Windwale, lined with countless graves, among them Lil Shiren, Farhad, and their father, the chieftain. All gone, only the twins remained. Each swore to protect the other, though neither dared confess it aloud. The Duchess wrote one final letter to her faithful servant. "To a friend who never betrayed me, follow the trail of grace and protect my brother. There must be a way to save him without forsaking victory. My resolve does not falter, so long as this clasp still binds my hair. Loyalty and loss. When Wylder learned that the silver tear might shield his sister, he resolved to seek it. He believed that its hidden power, power enough to make one into the Lord of Darkness, would grant him the strength to protect her. Elsewhere, the Duchess clung only to a faint memory, the scent of bread once baked for her by someone dear. Her reverie was broken when a trembling note arrived. "My lady, your worry for Wylder is well placed. I saw him but recently, and there was a look in his eyes as if he prepared for something grave. And now he has vanished. His frailty leaves him vulnerable. I beg you, search for him. He cannot have strayed beyond the halls of the hold." Drawn by a fragrance she could not mistake, the Duchess followed the warm scent of bread down the corridors until she found Wylder, seated before small loaves he had just baked. She tasted one, tears rising unbidden. This flavor, unforgettable. It reminded me of family. Wylder lifted his gaze. "My mother always baked it for me. It is why I still fight." And in that moment of silence, the truth dawned upon her. Wylder was her twin brother. Together they recalled the wind-swept hill of Windwale, lined with countless graves, among them little Shiren, Farhad, and their father, the chieftain. All gone, only the twins remained. Each swore to protect the other, though neither dared confess it aloud. The Duchess wrote one final letter to her faithful servant. "To a friend who never betrayed me, follow the trail of grace and protect my brother. There must be a way to save him without forsaking victory. My resolve does not falter, so long as this clasp still binds my hair." Elsewhere, Wylder's plan ran its course. He fought until his last breath. When the Lord of Darkness fell, the night did not fade. It endured, for Wylder's spirit had taken his place. The sky itself split as the sins of old tore the land asunder. Brother and sister stood before their doom, each carrying the other's burden in silence. They opened the final gate, into the heart of night, the domain of the Lord of Darkness. The Duchess, strength failing, could no longer uphold her vow to protect her brother. Wylder, drifting between memory and oblivion, mirrored the very foe they sought to slay. And so the tale ended not in victory nor in defeat, but in sacrifice, each surrendering their life for the other. Together they passed into eternity, bound forever in the embrace of night.